Welcome to Gettin' Old Ain't for Sissies with Tomm Rivers.
Hey.
He's over 70. He's a retired big-time radio DJ.
Really?
He's an old hipster. He's full of it when it comes to knowing how it feels to get old. He has the skid marks and the mileage to prove it.
Yeah.
Now with another Gettin' Old Ain't for Sissies, here's Tomm Rivers.
Thank you, Doug Dahlgren, one of the biggest in show business. Oh, the biggest names in show business. That's right. He's a big one in Chicago. Yes, sir. Hello, America, and welcome to another fun-filled Getting Old Ain't for Sissies with me. That's right, Old Rivers, Tomm Rivers. Let's see, on tonight's show, shout out to Rockin' Ron, my good buddy on WLS-FM in Chicago. He's an old friend of mine from my days in Atlanta on WQXI. Hello, Quixie. Let's see, and there was Doc Lewis and a whole bunch of guys down there. Plus, we'll ask the question, are you a weird sleeper? Sleep weird? We're going to find out. More news on stress. That never leaves us, does it? What your neighbor complains about the most. Here's one. The old shoe size myth. Bet your mother never talked about that, huh? Let's talk about money, honey, tonight. Some women just can't take a compliment, can they? And does that taste good, huh? Does that taste good to you, Plus, who knows what else we're going to talk about on Getting Old Ain't for Sissies with me, Old Rivers. Tomm Rivers. That's who that is. That's me. Are you a weird sleeper? Have a hard time going to sleep? All you need to do to fall asleep is try as hard as you can to stay awake. Duh. Don't struggle so hard to go to sleep. Instead, lie in bed with every intention to stay awake. But mean it. That's from some researchers. I don't know who they are, but they're researchers. You cannot fake it, like my second wife did, or your body will know. Then, when you really sense sleep coming on, you can allow yourself to fall asleep. That's good sleep. And more news on stress. I hate to keep bringing it up, but son of a... stress is everywhere. In a given year, adults battle 1,205 stressful events just on average. What causes all that stress? Financial worry is the most common, followed by not getting enough sleep, health concerns, work, and one's significant other. Is he really cheating on me? Oh, I don't know. I'm so stressed out. Let's see. The shoe size myth. Have you heard of that? Boy, look at the size of that guy's shoes. Do you think? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. 2 urologists at St. Mary's Hospital in London conducted a study involving 104 men and found no statistically significant correlation between shoe size and how long Old Willie really is. I kept it as clean as I could. That's that shoe size myth, okay? Doing things differently in your life, juggling things around may be a way to break through the boredom. Try the same old things in new ways, all right? People found new enjoyment in popcorn, videos, even water when they consumed them in unconventional ways. Yeah. For instance, when you eat popcorn with chopsticks. You pay more attention and you're more immersed in the experience. Eating popcorn, it's like eating popcorn for the first time, they say. And that's from Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin magazine. Have the neighbors complained about you lately? Well, here are some of the things neighbors complain about. Noise. Boy, we've got some neighbors here that just crank up their stereo and crank up the boombox and go boom, 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 boom. I hate that. And when I get to the point where I want to just walk over, ring the doorbell, and just say, nicely, would you mind turning it down? My son says, no, don't do that, Dad. That'll ruin the whole vibe between the neighbors and us. But then he complains, Dad, I can't take a nap in the afternoon. My foot hurts and I'm trying to take a nap and all I hear is boom, 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 boom. We want to heal things with the neighbors, but you can't if you don't try and communicate with them. Where was I? Oh, yes. Neighbor complaints, noise tops the list, followed by unruly pets, unruly children, not taking care of their property properly, and suspected criminal behavior. Let's talk some money here. Do you know how much your significant other makes? 80% of extremely happy couples know their partner's salary. Marriage counselors say that if a couple has if they have good communication, they discuss money frequently. Anything you hide from your partner can harm the relationship, whether you're newlyweds or if you've been married for 50 years. Don't keep anything from your mate. Secrets about cash will ruin a relationship. And what's rich to you? I mean, how much money do you have to make in order to be rich? Americans have varying ideas on how much money you need to earn each year to be considered rich, but most people say you need to bring in at least $1 million per year. Okay? Now this is really interesting. Some women just can't take a compliment. A recent survey found that about 1 in 4 women don't trust anyone to tell them honestly if a swimsuit looks good on them. That's from Fitness Magazine. You can't win, can you, guys? I mean, really. Think people don't like cleaning their homes? You're mistaken. 50% of Americans either love or like cleaning. 43%, on the other hand, either dislike or hate it. And 7% aren't sure how they feel about cleaning. You like to do the dishes? Well, that's my job in this house. Which household chore causes the most relationship stress? Dishwashing. More women than men have to do the dishes, and resentment builds up. But when men do their fair share of dishwashing, both partners are more content and affectionate. I do the dishes in this house anyway, just to keep the other person quiet. If the idea of talking to someone makes you clam up and get knots in your stomach, Here are some career options for shy people. Forest technician, someone who works to protect forests. Writer, accountant. You can become a researcher, engineer, and livestock rancher. That pretty much will put you out of the mainstream. And did you know that you can get a hold of us here at Gettin' Old Ain't for Sissies? You can reach us by emailing us at Tomm Rivers, that's Tom with 2 M's, at superradio68@gmail.com. That's superradio68@gmail.com. And does that taste good to you? Not really. Did you know that pet food taster is a real job? Now, maybe my oldest son could get that job. He needs a job. I don't think he'd like it, but it's a job. A pet food taster. Really, it's a job. Pet food tasters evaluate the nutritional value of pet food and taste test it. Once they've popped a small bite in their mouth, they check for flavor, texture, and consistency. Then they spit it out and move on to the next flavor. The source, careermatch.com. What can I tell you, folks? There's a job out there for just about anyone, if you're willing to do it. That's Getting Old Ain't for Sissies for Thursday. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday of next week. You have yourself a wonderful weekend. I'm Tomm Rivers. Stay healthy, stay safe, and have a great weekend. Bye!
Thanks for listening to Tomm Rivers and Gettin' Old Ain't for Sissies. Tom looks getting old straight in the eye, and getting old look back at Tom. From social policy to what you should and shouldn't eat and more. Getting Old Ain't for Sissies can be heard at 7 p.m. Central Tuesday and Thursday nights on Spreaker, Twitter, Tumblr, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Tom's own Facebook page. And look for us soon on Google Play, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. From Chicago, I'm Doug Dahlgren, Tomm Rivers' only friend. Good night.